Today I'm going to be making seared salmon, and the first step to make salmon this particular way is to brine it in salt water for probably half an hour. Then you pat the salmon dry, and the way I'm making my salmon is I will be searing it in a dry skillet on a bed of salt and pepper. Now I'm ready to sear the salmon. As I mentioned, I will be frying it in a dry skillet with just salt and pepper. As you can see, here's the salt and pepper. I drop it in the skillet, turn on the flame, and well, the skillet is cold to begin with. No preheating involved. And then I will be finishing it in the oven. Let it finish in the oven. Very easy to make, and it's the best way to make salmon. And in honor of St. Patrick's Day, along with the salmon, I'm going to make an Irish potato galette, which is basically sliced potatoes in a skillet laid out in a circular pattern. Very simple as well. So that's my contribution to St. Patrick's Day meal. Now, to make a potato galette, we will be slicing 3 potatoes rather thinly. And with those slices, we will be laying them out in a circular pattern in a medium-sized skillet on a little bit of butter. We will put that on a medium heat, and it will cook through, and that is all there is to it. Now, after I've sliced the potatoes, I am going to mix them in with some melted butter and a tablespoon of cornstarch, salt and pepper, and for extra flavor I put in some dried rosemary. I don't have any fresh, so I'm using dry. And now I'm going to add the potatoes to this and mix them up. Now that I've coated the potatoes in the butter cornstarch mixture, I am going to lay them out in the skillet. And we start with 1 potato right in the center, and then we arrange them in a circular overlaying them in a circular pattern. Okay, now that I've layered the potatoes in the pan, I'm going to get them started on the stovetop here on a rather high flame and just get them starting to brown on the bottom, and then I'm going to put them in the oven for 20 minutes at 450. Okay, the potatoes have been on the cooktop for 5, 6, 7 minutes, and now it's time to put them in the oven. But one of the techniques of this recipe is that you're supposed to weigh them down. So I have taken a sheet of foil and sprayed a little bit of oil on them, non-stick spray, and I'm going to lay that on top and then weigh it down with a cake pan filled with some weights. Now, it's ready for the oven. "20 minutes. Look at that crust. And to complete our St. Patrick's Day meal, I've opened up a Guinness to drink. What could be more appropriate for St. Patrick's Day than downing a nice cold Guinness? Okay, now here's the potatoes. It's cut, and a nice big piece of salmon for my dearest friend, and just a squeeze of lemon. Bon appetit. I'd say it in Gaelic, but I don't know Gaelic.
Look like my smoothie is ready and your Guinness stout is ready for you.
Yummy.
St. Patrick's Day. You should have made a green drink instead of the pink drink.
Well, I could have made you a kale smoothie, but I didn't have any kale.